What's up, Audi universe? Today we're exploring the world of quattro. And we have a reason to celebrate, which is hinted in form of this car. This is namely Audi TT RS 40 years of quattro. I'm very much excited to share the history, the present and the future with you. So buckle up, get ready, and let's get started with What's Up Audi! Now, of course, there's a lot to be said about quattro, but as you can see, we are at a unique location, namely Audi Driving Experience in Neuburg. So we are going to have driving experience, and I'm very excited to introduce you to my first guest of today, Audi Quattro. This car, back in 1980s, brought the all-wheel drive to the masses. This car is called Audi Quattro, nowadays of course associated with the actual drivetrain, but back then it was the car. And even ever since, 40 years later, when you say the word quattro, you think of these shapes: boxy, powerful, modern Audi tradition, and I'm very excited to go for a little date for it. So enough talking, let's hop in, let's go for a ride. Although when I think of quattro, I think of rally cars going sideways 10 meters up in the air. In this case, we need to take it easy because, like I said, we are on a date and it's not just a lady, it's actually the queen. So we need to be extra polite with her. And my God, it is already such a pleasure to drive. We're not doing anything crazy, but it's so enjoyable. It is, in a way, like a sofa on wheels. Alright, let's now talk about the driving experience. First of all, most importantly, the numbers. It has turbocharged 5-cylinder engine which produces between 200 or at a later stage 220 horsepower. Nowadays, those are okay numbers, but keep in mind, we're talking about 1980. Back then, those were supercar numbers, 0 to 100 in 7.1 seconds. The first journalist that drove the car, they called it has thrilling experience. They said that the amount of traction and confidence that the car offers, especially in wet and bad conditions, was absolutely mind-blowing. So according to today's standards, it is good. So back then, it was absolutely perfect. So we are now picking up speed. I forgot that the car actually has a turbo hole, so this means that only like at 3,000 RPM or like even about 4,000 RPM the turbo starts working and then it starts going, and it puts such a big smile on my face. Wow, my God, if it now 40 years later can put such a big smile on my face, imagine what people were thinking back then. That was lots of fun, and as you could have seen, quattro offers perfect control and stability and fun on track, but also off-road. Alright, so here we are in the brand new Audi e-tron S that we are going to take off-road. So let me put it, most importantly, in off-road mode, which will change the ESC and ABS settings as well, because I think we will need the extra ground clearance. So although the car can do 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds, we are going to do some off-road. So first, I see there we have some interesting challenge that would be nice to try out. The key point here is e-quattro, and part of it has to do with torque vectoring. This means that the torque is being distributed to each wheel on the rear separately. So in this case, when we're going to have one wheel in the air, it should not send any torque anymore to it because, well, there is no traction, so let's not waste all the energy and put the power where it's needed. Well, that's it. Easy as that. So let's see if we can find something more challenging. Ooh, what do we have here? Is that a trampoline there? Let's check it out. Should I put launch control for this? Ooh. Okay, so what am I supposed to do here? We should go from one side to the other. Ooh. That was awesome. But going back to eQuattro, the most important point is because it's fully electric, you have instant reaction, namely 30 milliseconds. So as soon as the system detects that you need some extra grip on the front wheels because you go over a puddle or some other surface that requires extra grip, it will give you the optimal traction. And I think this would be a nice way to demonstrate it. Are we going fully sideways? Luckily, the e-tron has a very low central point of gravity because the battery is in the bottom, so I think I shouldn't be afraid of flipping the car. What am I supposed to do here? Nobody's yelling at me from Audi, so I guess it's normal. It shouldn't be. That's how much fun it is. Usually I'm a track guy, but this this offers even more fun. So, we just saw that Quattro offers perfect safety and stability in everyday driving, but also optimal control in extreme off-road conditions. But does this mean that it will become boring when you start driving dynamically? I don't think so. Alright, welcome on board of the Audi S3, 310 horsepower and the latest Quattro. Most importantly, what I have to say is that we are now driving with ESC actually on, and yet it does not feel too intrusive, because the biggest issue that you always have with dynamic driving is when you have ESC on, it will not let you go on throttle. I think we should try it with that. So let's start with the EC Sport first and see what the car will behave. Ooh, the throttle. The throttle response is already a bit better because the car does not hold back too much when you go on the throttle, and it allows you to go on throttle a lot more through the corners. So much safety, so much control. Every chicane, no issue at all. This is so impressive. We're talking about the Quattro. Who cares about talking about the Quattro? It's about driving and experiencing it. I think that's all you have to know. The most important and impressive part is that the car is so predictable. Usually the dynamic drivers, mostly like the drivers from the past, they dislike systems that are smart, that are deciding for you whether it's going to, like, where it's going to send the torque, to the front wheels or to the back wheels. In this case, every corner, you know what the car is going to do, you know how it is going to react, and once you create a special bond with it, you can start introducing new ways of steering. You can do lift off oversteer, where you have a bit of more like, yeah, oversteer and a bit of more dynamic control. But even then, the car is so awesome, and it's spacious, it's luxurious, it offers everything, and you can have all the fun in the world. Guys, today was awesome. We got to experience Quattro in all kinds of different circumstances. And we can see that even after 40 years, Quattro is far from being done. With eQuattro, we're gonna have new opportunities, new possibilities, and I'm very much looking forward to see where the future is going to take us. But until then, I'm going to take this Quattro back home, so I'm saying goodbye. Looking forward to see you next time. But before we end the show, enjoy the YouTube check. Bye!
Beautiful day, right?
Whoa!
It's funny, it's a very unassuming car. It just looks like a station wagon, which it is. Well, the British would call it a Q-ship. I think that was the term that they use for cars that appear to be something else but have way more power.
Very
and-
much a
yeah.
wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah. It's just a beautiful technical instrument. It's really a scientific way to get from one place to the other extremely quickly, extremely efficiently. It's a lot of fun, and I would enjoy taking this car for a lot more weekends.